Well, just finishing up the third side, or the fourth side. It'll take a couple of minutes, but I'll tell you about my dad. My dad was he was quite old. He was 50 when I was born, so he died when I was 35. Anyway, the end of his life, he was in pretty bad shape. It was, physically he was in terrible, terrible shape. He was with me one day. This was about 8 days before he died. And we were over in an industrial park, and a tractor trailer skimmed the front of my car. And so I went to the shorts adjusters. They wanted to write off the car, but I had just put an engine in the car, and I didn't want to and mechanically it was in excellent shape. It was just an older car. So I made a deal with them. They gave me, I don't know, $600 or $700, and I ordered in a fender. Needed a fender, driver's side fender. And a funny thing, when the accident happened, Dad was 85 at the time, and he goes, "Go out and punch him in the mouth." And I said, "You just calm down, right?" He goes, "You punch that son of a bitch in the mouth, right? And blah, blah, blah." So I go back, I get the information, get back in the car. He said, "Did you punch him in the mouth?" I said, "No, I didn't punch him in the mouth." He goes, "God damn it, I'll punch him in the goddamn mouth." And he went to get out of the car, and I had to sort of say, "Oh, calm down, right? We're getting out of here." But anyway, I ordered a fender, in a used fender, and it was a AMC Concord, which I really liked, right? Had a real nice look to them. And they brought me a fender, and it had one of those plastic things on it. You know how they put those plastic things over the wheel wells? And when I took that off, it was all rotted away. So I had to make a piece for it. And I couldn't get the angle right. And this was about 4 days before Dad died. And I went in his room, and I said, "Dad," I said, "I'm having a problem getting the angle, or the curve right for this fender." I said, "Can you come out and help me?" And he went out, and he looked at me, and he said, "Okay, go in and get the big dividers." I said, "Put them here, put them here." All right, he said, "Now lock them." And he said, "Let's go in." He went in, a piece of sheet metal was there. He said, "Okay, put it here and make your curve." And I did. He said, "Now cut it." I said, "1 inch left on it." I did here. Then he taught me, right? And I'm going to show you how to pound these in a minute. And, it was like it was made for him. He was, right at the end of his life, he had done this for so long. He had such skill in his brain. And, the day he died, I mean, it's the same way with all elderly people. They have so much knowledge. And of course, a lot of it is, considered irrelevant. Alright? So anyway, let's get down to finishing this off. As you notice, there's some sharp edges here, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take them off. And just sort of cut it at whatever angle looks good to you. Now, what I'm going to do, my dad's hammer, I've got several of his hammers. You just take a block of steel. It doesn't have to be much. Any block of steel will do.
good.
All right. And what I'll do is I'll take, you can solder the corners, right? If this was, my dad used to solder, right? And he used the blowtorch and the irons. I don't know if you've ever seen the blowtorches and the irons, a lot of you, but you set up the blowtorch, gasoline, and heats up this big copper iron. And he was a master with that. I could never figure it out myself. I never got the heat right. But with this, I'm just going to put a dab of silicone in each corner because there's not going to be a lot of moisture there. And we'll give it a coat of spray paint. But that'll work good for him. I think Slurp will be happy with that.
Yep.
What do you think? But anyway, just to give you a closer look at it, you got yourself a tray. You never know when you're going to make something like this. And if you want to make a box, you can make a box this way. And for material, you can use any sheet metal. Cans, you can open up a can, and you can make a box with a can. Right? It's a great way to recycle tin cans. You can have all kinds of metal boxes for storing stuff in and all that kind of stuff. These tools, the only tool that you really need, right, to do sheet metal work is this. I'm sure if you don't have a pair of snips, you can get a pair. Like you get aviation snips. Those are the ones with the rubber plastic handles. For a lot of people that don't have their hands developed with strength-wise, I might go with aviation snips. Now go with the yellow, because those are the straight. The green is right, it curves to the right. The left curves to the red curves to the left. So for cutting holes in the sheet metal, and when you're using them, you go in different places. But I'll dig out my all of Dad's sheet metal stuff one day, and I'll do a video on sheet metal stuff. You don't need one of these, but I'm going to tell you, if you're anywhere and you see a sheet metal hammer, man, great. Now, another thing you can do here, you can always drill a hole in that and put a rivet in, a pop rivet or a round head rivet. It doesn't matter. And the strength of this, you can make shelves. I mean, this is how you'd make a shelf, right? If I was making a shelf, I'd do another bend here. So I hit 3 bends. And that's a different process. But anyway, this was the first trade I was trained at. I started when I was about, 7, 8 years old. And last time Dad and I worked together on a job, I guess I was, I would have been in the militia then. I was about 17. And put a furnace in up country in Upper Uniacke. And that was the last time we worked together. By that time, the arthritis was getting to him, and his breathing was really bad. I miss him a lot. But anyway, I hope this helps. If somebody wants to make a sheet metal box, till the next time.